Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Conrad Delush filling in for Brooke Cash. We are following breaking news that is happening just southwest of us within Kentucky as a train has derailed between the city of Trenton in Todd County and the city of Pembroke in Christian County. Around 10 o'clock this morning, Todd County Judge Executive Todd Mansfield said local emergency management officials have reported 20 cars derailed between Tress Shop Lane near the Christian County line in Todd County. Mansfield says one tanker was leaking and on fire. However, a hazmat team from Christian County and CSX are on site working to get all this under control. No injuries have been reported, and a shelter-in-place order is in effect for neighbors within a half-mile to a mile from that crash site that you're seeing right there between Todd and Christian counties right near the Tennessee border. We will continue to bring you updates from there as they come in. And now we head over to Jeffersonville, the big story this morning, where a restaurant caught fire and collapsed earlier today. This happened at the Cluckers, which is on West Riverside Drive in downtown Jeffersonville. The fire department there tells us that they first got the call to a dumpster fire at 1:18 this morning, which was about 3 hours after the restaurant would have been closed. The first trucks arrived about 10 minutes later, and officials say the fire either spread from a dumpster to the building or from the building to a dumpster. But it's hard because of the weather out there this morning. 10 units and 24 firefighters fought those flames, and crews from Clark and New Albany pitched in. The Jeffersonville Fire Department confirms no one was injured in this fire, but because of the building's collapse, we're told that figuring out exactly what happened will take some time. Our Jose Alonso and photojournalist Jessica Farley are in Jeffersonville this morning, and we'll bring you more details at 4. Right now, Brooks Houck is behind bars in Oldham County as he prepares to appeal his sentence to the state's highest court. He's currently serving a life sentence for his role in the death of Crystal Rogers. Since he was formally sentenced a few months ago, Houck remained behind bars at a facility in eastern Kentucky. Yesterday, Vine, the victim notification system, sent out a notice that Houck is now being held at the Rotorua Minimum Security Prison in LaGrange. We're told that he will be classified while he's there and then be given a permanent prison assignment. Houck is still appealing that life sentence before the Kentucky Supreme Court. Court records show that his attorneys have filed a motion requesting more time to file an appellate brief, which is supposed to be due this Friday, January 2nd. The state's high court has yet to rule on the motion. We've had quite a roller coaster over the past few days. 48 hours ago, we were in shorts. Now, Matthew, we're shivering.
Yeah, exactly. Shivering, honestly, and needing the pants and heavy jackets out there for you today as we continue to see cold temperatures still into the mid-20s as we go towards this afternoon. 26 degrees in Louisville. We've warmed up just a little bit since this morning, but still dealing with some cold conditions outside for you. Palmyra at 25 degrees, Scottsburg at 23 degrees. Look at those feel like temperatures starting to warm up a little bit as well, just into the upper teens throughout the area. 17 degrees in Louisville, out into Jasper 14, Paoli at 14 as well, Bedford at 13 degrees. As we really widen the picture, look at temperatures across the area. Really everyone below freezing across the Midwest. Places into Paducah, 28 degrees, Bowling Green, 30 degrees, even Nashville at 33 degrees, with Memphis at 32 degrees. Give you a look at satellite. Actually starting to see some nice sunshine returning to the forecast for this afternoon. But as we look at that Tuesday coffee planner, yeah, by the midday, we're expecting to see that sunshine on the way. Just right 30 temperatures right around 30 degrees. But back into this evening, we'll begin to see some, at least of those clouds fill back in as temperatures fall into the upper 20s by the later evening part. So high temperatures today across the area will reach right at 32 degrees, but really across the area, some areas into southern Indiana will not even get out of the 20s for today. So a look coming up, what's ahead will be a look at your New Year's Eve forecast and what you expect, as if it'll be a cold one as the clock strikes midnight. We'll be timing that out coming up in just a few minutes. Conroy.
It's going to be cold, but here's some good news for Kentuckians. Starting on Thursday, January 1st, you will start paying less on your individual state income tax. Our Isaiah Kim Martinez and photojournalist Jessica Farley dig into how much this could save you and how lawmakers say they will make up for the loss in revenue.
When it comes to how much a 0.5% rate cut could help Kentuckians, it's all perspective. For many of them, it'll be couple $100 here or there, but for folks shopping at grocery stores like these, they tell me
every dollar in my pocket counts. You know, I watch every penny.
at the Save-A-Lot grocery store in the south end of Louisville, we were the ones to break the news to shopper Marvin Wilkerson that he, along with millions of other Kentuckians, will be paying 0.5% less in personal state income tax. On January 1st, it'll drop from 4% to 3.5%.
It'll help me. It'll help me. Yeah, be a little bit on groceries, a little bit on gas.
Here's an example of how this affects your wallet. Kentucky's median household income is roughly $64,000. That household will go from paying $2,581 in individual state income tax to $2,258, or about $322 in savings.
Let's inspire more people to be earning and recognize they get to keep more of what they've earned.
Republican lawmakers in Frankfort, like State Senator Shelley Funky Frohmeyer, want to eventually lower Kentucky's income tax to zero, arguing these kinds of moves make the state more attractive to outside businesses. But I asked her how Kentucky will be able to make up for that loss in revenue that helps to fund roads, schools, and many programs.
We're inviting more people to Kentucky and getting sales tax. As our economic development has grown, more earners into Kentucky are spending on other things that generate revenues through sales tax.
Here's Governor Andy Beshear's thoughts earlier this month on whether Kentucky has room for further reductions.
We need balanced sources of revenue because we have programs that are so important. I mean, if we have to make massive cuts, what happens to different programs?
Back at Save-A-Lot, Wilkerson, a machine operator who works 7 days a week, tells me he likes the reduction as long as it benefits the right people.
It's helping somebody. I hope it helps the general public because it usually only helps the politicians. So, I just pray for my state and my city.
Now, Kentucky did not meet the revenue requirements to lower the personal income tax to 3% in 2027. So the next chance to do that will be in 2028, and it will depend on the state's general fund from the fiscal year ending next June. Louisville's pro football team has a head coach, and it's a familiar name for Cards fans. This morning, the United Football League announced that Chris Redman, a former U of L quarterback, will be coaching the Louisville Kings this spring. Redman played at Male High School and won a Super Bowl while playing in the NFL before stepping into coaching. The Kings kick off their first season in late March 2026.